Running up the score. Jerry.
He just sucks.
He's not good.
let's just put it out on the table. He's not a good quarterback.
Tom.
Oh, way to join a team that already won a title.
Let's hope some people still get thrown at and, get hit in baseball.
Keep it interesting.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Where's that quarter? Let me look at that one more time.
I dare you to watch it and tweet us. Tell us, oh, you know what? This is a hell of a sport.
Where's this been all my life? I'm done. No, done. This is running up the score.
It is running up the score.
We're done here.
All right.
We're done here.
This is Running Up the Score. And it starts now.
All right, it's time to run up the score. Running up the score with Jerry Napoleonello, 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. Brought to you by Yelphi Sports App. We are live on Zeno Live and Periscope. Again, I'm here with Tom Galopani. The call-in number is, as always, 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. We have a lot to get to today, man. This offseason in the NBA just keeps getting better and better, and it's gotten even better over the weekend, beginning on Friday night, really. Paul George is gone. Gordon Hayward is gone. Kevin Durant is staying. Blake Griffin is staying. Oh, and Steph Curry is rich. We'll get into all the free agent signings and some rumors as well. All Star Weekend is coming up this week, but most aren't talking about the game. They're talking about the Homerun Derby. It's going to be an exciting Homerun Derby this year. We finally have the full lineup. Speaking of the Homerun Derby, Logan Morrison had a statement about one of the competitors that he believes he should be in for instead. We'll get into that. We're going to get into all of these and much, much more. Got a great show ahead of us. Thank you to our sponsor, Yelphi Sports App. You can download the app from the iTunes App Store by searching Yelphi. It's spelled Yellfy. Make sure to follow me at Jerry RUTS Sports and Tom at Tom RUTS Sports, and we'll shoot you a follow back. It's a great app. But first, remember to join in with our conversation through the next hour here by calling in at 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live, or tweet us at RUTS Sports. You can also follow us on Instagram, RUTS Sports, and like our Facebook page as well. So
let's get into the better basketball season than the actual basketball season.
The off season has been the season, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's just it. That's what's made this season.
It's definitely caught my attention more than.
I mean, absolutely.
Just because you knew what was happening in the regular season. This you have people are getting $50 million you never heard of.
That's the thing. Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But we had a few things happen over the weekend. Obviously, free agency started Friday night, well, technically Saturday morning. It started at midnight Saturday. So we'll go into a few things. Not really much happened that night, like anything big, except Paul George getting traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
There it is.
And many people are surprised, not that he's going to OKC, but that was a surprise that he went to OKC because no one really talked about OKC in the Paul George talks. But that he went to OKC for what he went for. I mean, for Oladipo and Sabonis, and that was it.
Yeah. That is, and now Indiana picks up Oladipo's contract, which is another win for the Thunder, and this deal is dumping off the 4 years, $84 million.
Absolutely.
So now that's off Thunder books, which gives them more money to potentially re-sign Paul George, and obviously they have to do something with Russell Westbrook, who is this the last year of that 3 year? Or is it?
Yeah, this is the last year. At least if it's not the last year, I think he can opt out after this year. But I believe it is the last year.
That might be what it is.
The biggest thing, I think the main reason why the Oklahoma City Thunder made this trade, because everybody was talking about Paul George and that he wants to go to the Lakers. That was the biggest thing. He wants to go to the Lakers. He wants to go to the Lakers. He wants to go to the Lakers. Okay. So there was a risk, no matter what, that's the risk that you're going to take by trading for him, what you're going to trade for him, whatever. It probably will be a rental. And a lot of teams obviously wanted Paul George. That's not a question. I mean, who wouldn't want Paul George? He's a top 15 player in the league. But it was just like, do I want to give up all of this for a one-year rental? Yeah. And when we really think about it, is the Oklahoma City Thunder with Paul George better than the Golden State Warriors?
No.
Okay. So what was the main reason behind this trade? I think the main reason was to keep Russell Westbrook around. Just to say, hey, look, we're bringing in a top player to play to the side of you. So how about you sign an extension?
Yeah.
And you know, I don't, in my opinion, I think it hurt them now. Because now it's like, all right, well, Russell Westbrook has a reason to wait. Because he could say, listen, I want to wait and see what Paul George is going to do. We obviously know that Paul George is most likely going to opt out of his contract and move on and most likely go to the Lakers. Now, the more interesting thing of this is that they're both free agents after this year. So they both can leave at the same time. Who knows if they go to the Lakers at the same time? Who knows?
Well, is Westbrook eligible for that super mega contract? Which I assume he would be.
He is, I believe.
So that's what? I think it's like 50, about 45 million, 50 million more that the Thunder can offer that nobody else can.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to turn down. I
Very
mean, obviously
hard.
we wouldn't know, but you know how important is winning in that sense.
Yeah.
And this could be a loss, as you said, for the Thunder in a sense. If Paul George and Westbrook click and everything goes well, yes, it looks like a win for you guys temporarily until both of them go back to their hometown in L.A.
Yeah.
And play for the Lakers. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, this trade.
With everything in the NBA, these teams that made deals, all right, well, you got the Clippers. They signed Blake Griffin. At the time, was going to be the highest paid player in the league for about 2 days.
Yeah.
Then Steph Curry signed his deal, and now he is the highest paid player. With that being said, the Clippers aren't better.
No.
Okay.
They're actually a lot worse than the
absolutely.
Obviously, with the Chris Paul trade.
The Rockets, I don't think they got much better, to be honest with you. Not enough to beat the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
The Boston Celtics, they signed Gordon Hayward.
I think they can make a run at the Cavs.
They can make a run at the Cavs. I think they absolutely can make a run at the Cavs.
Their only problem is, unfortunately, their point guard is 4'7".
Yeah.
Which you're not gonna win with.
Right now, the rumor is that the Celtics are now looking to try to pull off a trade for Marc Gasol. They add Marc Gasol to that team.
That's good toughness.
I think I put them over the Cavs.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And the only reason why you wouldn't put the Boston Celtics over the Cavs is LeBron James.
The potential of what LeBron can do.
That's it. So now, when you really think about it, LeBron James leaves next year. Say he does.
I think he is, by the way.
I think he is it too.
Yeah.
It changes the whole dynamic. I mean, the thing is, the Golden State Warriors stayed the same and got better, to be honest with you. They add Nick Young today. They add Omar Caspi.
Not just that, they also just re-signed a lot of their core bench guys.
They re-signed Iguodala.
David West.
Sean
Livingston.
So,
I mean, those are wins in itself. just keeping that team together.
Yeah, and Kevin Durant taking less money to do those moves.
So much less money.
No, but
Okay.
he made
I'm
the
sorry.
move to help out the team. And you know what? Who knows what's going to happen after those 2 years of that contract? Because, I mean, to be honest with you, Steph Curry's going to stay a Warrior probably
Yes.
for his career.
Klay Thompson's gone.
Klay Thompson, I think, is absolutely
He's the
gone
one
next
guy.
year.
He's the one, I guess.
He's the oddball out. He's the
Yeah,
one that's
so-
probably not going to get his money unless he leaves.
Just because he's kind of similar to Curry.
Yeah.
Plays better defense, but
Yeah.
Curry's
he's
the
the
face
best
of that
defender
team.
on that team.
But Clay's going to get his money elsewhere, 100%.
Absolutely.
And he deserves it.
And from a rumor that I heard that, Paul George would ask Klay Thompson to join him with the Lakers. I think that would be an absolutely
Imagine
wonderful.
Westbrook, Klay Thompson, Paul George. 1,
Lonzo
2,
Ball.
3. Oh, yeah, Lonzo.
Hey, I mean,
I would take Westbrook in
Well,
a heartbeat.
I know. So altogether, I mean, Chris Paul obviously goes to the Rockets. We spoke about this, I believe, last week.
Yeah.
It
happened, I believe, the day
of or the
within
day
2 hours of
yeah.
the show.
So, as we said, Blake Griffin signs a 5-year deal with the Clippers. Paul George is traded to OKC.
Blake was a money grab, by the way.
Yeah.
No one else could offer him 200. He
No.
took 200.
Yeah.
Don't blame him.
I don't blame him either, but the Clippers are on a downhill.
Oh,
slope.
it's back to a Lakers town
Yeah,
over there.
absolutely.
For sure.
Tony Snell resigns. Jeff Teague goes to Minnesota. Minnesota made some moves. Minnesota made some moves.
If they better make the playoffs.
Minnesota
They
adds
have to make the playoffs.
Jimmy Butler. I don't remember. Did we just miss that? I don't think we spoke about that last week. I think that happened Friday or Thursday.
I might have.
Because I don't think we talked about Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler gets traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Great move on the Minnesota Timberwolves. I mean, if you look at this team now, I mean, it's just...
I believe they need a point guard, though, right?
Yes. So they...
and they were looking at
that's-
Teague, I believe.
That's why they added Teague. I think they should have added Rondo, in my opinion, but whatever.
Maybe they were, maybe Butler said
Yeah.
no. Maybe Butler didn't like playing with
yeah,
Rondo.
touche.
You never know. You never know.
We have Rondo, who was released, so we'll see what happens with Rondo. Rondo's been in talks here and there. I heard Lakers. I heard Knicks. I heard a bunch of different teams with Rajon Rondo. There's a lot to talk. Like when we're talking about Rajon Rondo, it's hard because there's.
He's a different kind of point guard.
Yeah, he's a great point guard. Don't get me wrong.
No, he
Great
is.
point guard.
I believe
he's-
at one point he was the best in the league.
Absolutely. Actually, you know what? At one point, I felt like he could be if he added a shot.
Yeah.
His shot has gotten better, obviously. But just in a way of him in the locker room, he's a hard guy to get along with because he expects so much of his teammates. And it's that's something that you want to see in a player.
Yeah, and then that might be a result of coming up with that Boston team, Kevin Garnett.
Exactly. But as we were saying before, Sean Livingston re-signs with the Warriors. Patty Mills re-signs with the Spurs. Steph Curry, 5-year, $201 million deal with the Golden State
He'll
Warriors.
be the highest paid player for about a year until the next super mega contract.
In 2001, Alex Rodriguez was the first baseball player to sign a $200+ million deal.
Did it twice, by the way.
Yes. It took 16 years for the NBA to get to that point, and we're here.
We're here.
The NFL players are quite jealous. They are quite jealous.
It's so that's an hour show in itself right there.
Oh, I know. Absolutely.
How ridiculous. What did they do to themselves in their
this
negotiations?
That was their CBA that they
Yep.
signed. You signed the CBA, so but
That's all. As I said, that's a whole nother.
But like when you really look at some of these deals, I mean, Drew Holiday, 5 years, $126 million. Cool. Are we serious right now?
Only 1 year, but $23 million. JJ Redick,
I know.
$23 million to shoot 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Not a bad life.
Oh, not at all.
Not a bad life.
Langston Galloway agrees to a 3-year, $21 million deal with the Detroit Pistons. $21 million for Langston Galloway, a bench player.
My best is
Joe Ingles, 4 years, $52 million to stay with the Utah Jazz.
$52 million, man.
Wow.
Iguodala getting money he deserves, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. Kyle Korver resigns. Kyle Lowry resigns with the Toronto Raptors.
Nice chunk of change for him. For
Yeah,
3
3
years.
years, $100 million. Kevin Durant, as we said, 2 years, $53 million with the Golden State Warriors. George Hill, 3 years, $57 million deal with the Sacramento Kings. The Kings made some moves.
Kings made some good moves.
Yeah, I mean, they bring in Zach Randolph, George Hill. Then we got Patrick Patterson agrees to a deal with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Danilo Gallinari in a sign and trade goes to Los Angeles to go with Blake Griffin.
This was kind of part of the downfall we were talking about.
And then the most recent news was Nick Young signing with the Golden State Warriors as well.
It's pretty crazy. Kyle Lowry is on the same contract as LeBron James right now.
Yeah.
Just want to point that out.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just throwing that out there real quick.
I mean, just overall, just everything that's gone down with the free agency. I mean, it just shows you how
they increased it too fast, man. Too much.
But
too
even
fast.
it didn't even like the way that it's going up now. It's not by much anymore.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what it should. When you increase it $20 million in 1 year, that's just insanity.
Oh yeah,
that's pure insanity.
I think it went up maybe 10 mil. I think if that this year, maybe 5, something like that.
But that's what it should. It should have been 5 1 year,
yeah,
5 next
year. Periodically you'd bring it up. But now I think they kind of hit that spot where it's like, oh, we have all this money, but now it seems like the TV deals that they made are starting to lose money because people aren't watching the games because you have.
Yes, you can make it up in the finals, which is a
lot
of people watch.
But that's only ESPN, ABC, so that's it's tough for like TNT. Like TNT had it throughout the playoffs. The playoffs weren't that good.
Nope.
Not good
they
at
were
all.
Not good at all.
Then you got
the finals weren't even that good.
No,
honestly.
Then you got TNT that has it through the season and everything like that, and you're losing viewers because a guy like LeBron James doesn't want to play. A guy like just the top players sitting down during a big game. I mean, just like that one game where I think it was Golden State sat everybody against the Spurs. The Spurs sat everybody. There was nobody in that game, and it was a main game on the TV schedule.
And if you're just like a casual whatever fan, Bulls fan, whatever, why would you want to turn on a game when you I don't want to say know the result of that game.
Watch a game where Joe Ingles plays.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, your team's not going anywhere in the long run. You're not making a run in the playoffs. You're not going to beat LeBron. Why even bother watch the regular season? And that's exactly how people are starting to feel. That's
what I'm saying. It's just, it's not something that you want to watch.
No.
It's really not. And, everybody thought that the playoffs were going to be different. Like, oh yeah, the playoffs comes around, it's going to be be good playoffs. It wasn't good at all.
There were probably more blowouts in the playoffs.
Yeah, and we had that one show where I broke it down just for the first two series, like the first two rounds, and how many, blowouts there were compared to the NHL playoffs and how that worked out.
Yeah, I remember
that. It was just an astronomical number of games that were blowouts in the NBA playoffs. I mean, the fact that we had the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers go into the finals with what, one loss between them?
24-1, I believe they were.
So it's like, I know it kind of adds a dynamic. Like, all right, are the Golden State Warriors going to go undefeated, through the playoffs? Is it going to be some kind of history that we're going to see? This should be a great series because they're both going into it with the record. And it was a gentleman's sweep.
It just was not a good series.
It was a gentleman's sweep. If it wasn't for the Cleveland Cavaliers pulling out a historical shooting performance.
Yeah, it's a sweep.
It's a sweep. So, to me, altogether, the NBA, in a way, money-wise, it's doing well.
They need to look at a few things, though, before
definitely
it starts heading south, which I think is going to start happening now that I feel like Golden State is pretty established at this point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the sense of everybody knows. I feel like even LeBron knows at this point.
The biggest thing is it's just now it's like, all right, what do we have to do to beat the Golden State Warriors? That's what every team is looking into.
But it's so you have the same thing in the NFL with the Patriots, but they're not a super team.
No.
They're just
a great team overall, just a great coach
so
team.
Much good things going on there between the owner, the coach.
All right, look, this is how I would
get some goons
kind of put together, like say, kind of going by the Patriots and the Golden State Warriors. All right, this is what the identical point for the Patriots that would be in the NBA. All right. For the NBA for an NBA team to be like the Patriots, an NBA team would have to take Tony Snell, David West, J.J. Redick, Joe Ingles, Patty Mills, guys like that, and then just put Greg Popovich and LeBron James. That's the Patriots.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go. It's not a super team. The Patriots don't have a super team because they don't have top players at every position. They have a great coach. They have a great quarterback. When you look at the Warriors, they have top players at every position.
Yeah.
So, together, it's I feel like you can't compare.
No.
And I don't even think you can compare sports because there's no super team in baseball. There's no super team in hockey. I mean, if you want, maybe you want to put the Penguins up there, but they could be dethroned any game. The NFL doesn't have any super teams. So, it's just different. And with football, you got it once a week. It's Sunday nights, Sunday during the day, and then you have, Thursdays sprinkled in there.
It has to just come down to game design. Like the literal design game of basketball that makes it where an individual, one person can do so much because you have this close to the same amount of how many people run hockey at one time.
Hockey, technically, if you're adding the goalie, it's 6.
Okay, but Crosby doesn't just go up and down, razzle-dazzle and 360s around. You can't do that. Yeah. But in basketball, for some reason, it is the only sport where one person can make literally all the difference in the world.
Absolutely, and I've always said that. It's always one player. One player can change. I mean, Kevin Durant changed the Golden State Warriors. Not by much, because the Golden State Warriors were there 2 years prior.
But now they're just at a point that they're just...
Exactly. LeBron James, he took a Cleveland Cavaliers team,
a lottery team
that went for what was Kyrie? Kyrie was a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
So you take Kyrie number 1, and then 2 or 3 years later, you add LeBron James, and then the next thing you know, they're in the finals 3 years in a row. It's one player in the NBA. It's always one player that can change a team. And don't get me wrong, in football, you add the right quarterback, it may give you 3 more wins.
But it doesn't matter if
But
your
it's not
defense
going to
can't
take you
stop
to a
anyone.
Super Bowl. Yeah, it's not going to take you to a Super Bowl. It's just when you look at all the sports, NBA is kind of in its own category.
I feel like the only time in the NFL you could say kind of something similar with one guy did something would be Randy Moss to the Patriots. That's the only thing that popped up in my head. And they didn't even win at all.
No, and even then, it was like you took a good team, even better. That's what Randy Moss did with the Patriots. I mean, I've always said this with an argument when anybody says anything about Tom Brady not being the greatest of all time. When you look at Tom Brady, when did he have ever a top weapon?
Just once.
And it was Randy Moss. And they broke records.
Yeah, they sure did.
They broke records. They went undefeated all the way up until the Super Bowl. So right there shows you that this guy is unbelievable. When he got his first weapon, he did unbelievable things with it. And everybody's gonna say Gronk now, yeah.
But
the guy doesn't know how to stay on the field.
First 5 years of Gronk.
Yeah. So altogether, NBA is in its own category when it comes down to, for football players complaining about the NBA contracts.
Yeah, take care of that yourselves.
You could take care of that yourselves, but you also got to think about it. There's 56 players, 53 players on an NFL roster compared to 15 on an NBA roster?
At most.
And you maybe get 3 top players that are getting paid at a pace like this.
You probably have at least 3 guys on each team getting close to minimum.
Absolutely.
At least 2.
Absolutely. But that first segment went rather quick.
Guy.
Yeah.
Just ride the bench.
That's my boy. There we go, Durant. Get a ring. You don't do anything. You get paid. But, I mean, just kind of goes with this. Hey, Tom, doesn't it get annoying when you're watching sports? Let's say you want to send a text to your friend or tweet something about the game or check your fantasy team, or, hey, how about you want to go to the game and even set up a tailgate party, and you have to go to all these places, different apps, websites, etc. to do all of that. What if you could just go to one place for all of this?
What if you could, Jerry?
Well, I'm here to tell you there is a place like that.
Where? What is this magical place?
Yelphi Sports app. You can get detailed real-time scores, stats, news, rumors, fantasy news, team and player comparisons, built-in social network feature, which is integrated with Twitter and Facebook. Create one-to-one or group chat with your friends. Buy and sell tickets, host a tailgate party, or host a pickup game. One sports app for all your sports information. Make sure you go download Yelphi Sports app in the iTunes App Store. Yelphi, the only sports app that you need.
All Noise Radio. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. All Noise Radio is an internet radio station that's fully produced by graduates of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting. From modern rock to old school hip hop, country to classical, news, talk, sports, and more. It's the noise you can't ignore. Log on to allnoiseradio.com. Fire up the station. Find out more about your favorite jocks. Get the latest CSB news and more. Plus, you can take All Noise Radio with you on the go for free. Just download the Live 365 app to your iPhone, iPod Touch, or BlackBerry and search All Noise Radio. Check out tomorrow's broadcasters today at allnoiseradio.com. Powered by the Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
Hey, this is Jerry Napoleonello, host of Running Up the Score. We are live once every week at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we hit on all the top headlines in the world of sports. You can also find us on Stitcher, iTunes, and those of you that like the visual aspect, check us out on YouTube. Running Up the Score. We run up the score on sports radio.
Cyberstation USA is the future of radio. Get your business into the online future at the world's largest internet radio station. From banner placement on our homepage to any of our broadcasters' pages, commercials on our video player, audio spots on any of our shows, or at the beginning of any of our on-demand broadcasts. Cyberstation USA offers competitive rates with a worldwide reach. A fully integrated one-stop shop social media broadcast platform. For more information, please contact our sales department at Cameo at cyberstationusa.com.
To the sky, to the sky, to the sky, to the sky, to the sky.
Deadpiff.com.
And every time I'm moving, you really start to lose it. And every time
Now back to Running Up the Score. Here's Jerry and Tom.
rewind, break it down, break it down, break it down, break it down.
All right, Jerry, we spoke about the Home Run Derby last week, and we said that Judge and Bellinger pretty much have to be in it. Well, it seems like we got our wish, and they're going to be in it. But first, give us a call on at 605-562-7085. Press 5 to be heard live. You can also follow and tweet us at RUTS Sports, as well as follow us on Instagram at RUTS Sports. And check out our website, www.rutsports.weebly.com. Now let's get into some All-Star Week festivities.
Yeah, so we got our wish, as we were talking about last week. We basically, kind of gave the question. Do Judge and Cody Bellinger have to be in the Home Run Derby?
Yeah, Judge was 100%. He had to.
And it's like, we said that we understand if they don't want to, but it's almost imperative that they, basically what my argument was that these guys are being talked about more than any other player in the league right now, and all because of home runs. So what is the best place to have these guys together hitting home runs? The Home Run Derby.
Now it just comes down to seeding or whatever, however, matchup-wise. Like, they have to keep those guys, like, far away as possible in the early rounds.
Yeah, so the roster is as follows. We have on the National League side, Giancarlo Stanton and Justin Bour, and Cody Bellinger and Charlie Blackmon. On the American League side, we have the Yankees, Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez, Mike Moustakas, and Miguel Sano. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the whole Gary Sanchez, being put on, whatever. Biggest thing with Logan Morrison. Yes, Logan Morrison has, 24 home runs so far, and Gary Sanchez has 13 this year. That it's questionable.
Big difference.
The thing is, when you really look at the reason, basically behind the vote or the invite to get into the Home Run Derby, they take into consideration a lot of things, whether it be All Star status, like basically popularity, what they're doing in the league right now, and also in previous years. So when it comes down to Gary Sanchez, last year,
He was Aaron Judge.
he was. And through 53 games, he had 20 home runs. Through 107 games for Logan Morrison, he had 15, I think, or 16. So either way, does anybody know who Logan Morrison is?
Not ringing a bell.
Exactly.
Probably because he plays for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Exactly. And Gary Sanchez is is a Yankee.
I'm
and
sorry,
yes,
but
that's
now you got the Baby Bombers, as they're called.
exactly.
You got two of them in the Home Run Derby. I'm sorry. It's if you want to call it setup, whatever. Yeah, sure, it was. It's called views. It's called money.
And just like Gary Sanchez said, he's
it's not
like,
like he's
don't
a
blame
scrub,
me. No, he's not.
By
a
the
scrub.
way,
no.
I kind of secretly hope he wins it in a way, just to
just
shove dirt.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm really excited about this.
a lot of
because
Yankee fans should be.
It's not just waiting to see Aaron Judge in this. Giancarlo Stanton hit some
Yeah.
bombs himself. So that's
I think he's going to be extra motivated because of all the judge talk.
talks. Yeah,
He's going to go out there hitting 500 footers.
I think Cody Bellinger has some incentive as well because it's like, hey, Aaron Judge isn't the only rookie out there, so
definitely
give me some, So I feel like this whole home run derby might even be better than the All Star game.
No, I could definitely agree with that.
And do we have to bring back an old time argument that we've always had? Because you finally won it.
Yeah,
because now that
ridiculous.
It wasn't ridiculous.
It was absolutely 100% ridiculous.
It was not ridiculous.
And that's why it's gone.
And we're gonna see how the All Star game goes.
Now it's gonna be fun again.
I don't know.
Players are gonna take it as fun as what it should be.
Yeah, but then it turns into a non-game.
It shouldn't. It's not about it. It's about being there for them.
Now my thing is, all right, this
that game. That's a backyard game to them now.
Yeah. Now, to me, why not get rid of the whole All Star game?
No.
What's the point of the All Star game?
Because you earned it. You're out there having fun. You've got your family in the stands. It's a backyard baseball game to these guys.
Yeah, but we can have it just like a mid-season, basically, kind of like in the NBA, All NBA team, first team, All NBA second team. We can kind of have it like a mid-season team. Like, oh yeah, Aaron Judge, best outfielder out there, so he's an All-Star at the mid part of the season. The main thing about the All-Star game from back in the day, we didn't have TV like we have it now. You never saw a Willie Mays unless you were in his, his location. You never saw a Roger Maris. You never saw, guys like that. You never saw, other than whoever the team that was in your location was playing. So when you had the All-Star game, you got to see all these players. That was the only time that you got to see these players other than playing your team 3 times a season. Now, you can watch them whenever the hell you want. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've saw Bryce Harper play. Oh, yeah. How many times I've seen Giancarlo Stanton play. How many times I've seen, just top guys in the league play. I don't need to watch an All-Star game to watch these guys play. So to me, it's just an extra game to get somebody injured. And it's not even doing well in ratings.
Maybe it doesn't matter to the players.
The
Jerry.
Pro Bowl, the NBA All-Star game, the NHL All-Star game, they're not getting ratings.
Maybe it's not about ratings for them, Jerry.
Have a weekend. Have a home run derby. Have a slam dunk contest. Have a 3-point contest. Have, the celebrity softball game.
You ever think maybe some of these players went to the minors together, got traded, now they're on different teams. Now they're both All-Stars in the same year. And they can enjoy that experience together, sitting on the bench, going through all the times, soaking in all that memory. Now you're going to make them do a little hit this target with your...
Yep, that's it. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care if you're on a different team now. You're not friends anymore. I hate the fact that these players are so soft that it's like, oh, you know what? This weekend we're playing each other. How about we go out to dinner and do this and do that?
I'm not saying
hell out of here.
No, I'm not bringing that up. I'm just in that game. You're allowed to be friends. That is the point of that game.
You have fun before the game. You talk about it. Oh, you remember when you hit that home run back in the minors? Whatever. Boom, bing, bang, boom. The game plays. It's game time.
How
You're
about
not teammates.
It's making more of those memories that you were just saying.
No.
In those games.
No, because
it's a fun game like Torrey Hunter and Barry Bonds.
Oh, you always bring that up. It doesn't matter.
Because it was a classic moment.
Because you know how pissed Barry Bonds was that he caught that ball?
But he wasn't that pissed. He was. But it didn't count towards getting World Series home advantage.
It should.
So he had fun with it.
It should. Because I can tell you right now, if your team is fighting for a World Series, big.
Yeah, have a better record. Have a better record. That's what it should come down to.
And I understand where you're coming from, but I like the fact that a player is going to play his hardest and not just, hit a ground ball and
that
just
I could
jog.
agree with.
But
But that's not what this game is, man.
that's why I said you should not have the game.
But baseball is different than these other sports.
We don't give participation, and that's another thing. We're going to get into that right after this. We're going to move over with the NHL. I want to talk about some bull crap that happened over the weekend. But you can continue on with your case there, and then I'm going to get into what I want to talk about.
I'm taken back now. Where was I? Oh, baseball is different in the sense of you can have a friendly game, whereas, with the Pro Bowl, it's kind of just pretty much a running joke at this point.
It's a physical sport, and you're taking the physicalness out of that sport
now, obviously,
in a Pro Bowl game.
A 95-mile-per-hour fastball to somebody could change
the
outcome of that friendly game.
Absolutely. All right, so now I kind of mentioned participation trophies. Okay. I don't believe in a participation trophy. Just because a kid worked hard doesn't mean he should get a trophy.
No.
Because you lost.
Okay.
All right? So when it comes down to, all of a sudden now, Little League, everybody's getting a trophy. This is getting a trophy. You're getting a trophy. You lose, you get a trophy. You lose, you get a trophy. This happened over the weekend.
I'm kind of scared right now.
The Manny Pacquiao fight. Can we talk about that? Can we actually talk about that? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And you wonder why boxing is going downhill.
Doesn't help.
And you know what? It was like, this is great. It's free. Nobody has to pay for it. It's on ESPN. Manny Pacquiao's in the fight. I mean, one of the only two boxers that anybody actually knows.
Yeah.
And you do that? This is not the first time that it's happened to Manny Pacquiao. This is the second time that it's happened to Manny Pacquiao where he actually won a fight and the judges said that he lost the fight.
And there was a lot of, what's like the word I'm looking for, with the headbutts and all the extra curricular activities going on.
And I wish I had the clips. I didn't have the clips. I totally forgot. But you heard everybody talking about it. And there's actually a clip, I think about the 9th round, where the referee comes over to the corner of Horn and says, listen, you did great, but I'm calling off the fight now. And his corner was like, no, give us another chance. Give us another chance. So the ref said, listen, you have to show me something in this round. If you do not, I am calling the fight. You don't do that to a winner.
Yeah.
You don't do that to a winning boxer. It just shows you how far boxing has gone down. And I mean, that just killed it because it was like, you know what? It was a great fight leading up to that.
If I was Pacquiao, I would almost consider retiring.
I mean, this the second time it's happened to Manny Pacquiao. And this is not just 2 times that it's happened where a guy actually won the fight and they said the other guy won it. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous that the judges are like this. There's too many associations with boxing. I mean, there's all different depending on where they're fighting, this, that. You got to go by this rule, got to go by this rule. It's just, it's so sickening in boxing. That's why I love UFC. UFC almost every time gets it right. Almost every time. You see more knockouts, so AKA getting it right. Altogether, I mean, Manny Pacquiao won that fight. How do you give that to Horn?
I don't know.
The referee came over to the corner and said, I'm calling the fight. You don't do that to a winner. And I have to give it up to Manny Pacquiao. He took it like a man.
No,
he
did. He didn't, like he always does.
I mean, anybody else would have, lost their mind. Could you imagine Floyd Mayweather?
I was just thinking that, yeah.
Could you imagine if Floyd Mayweather felt like he won the fight? Everybody else felt like he won the fight. And they say, Conor McGregor won. Wow. wow, you might as well just light the fire on boxing because it's gone.
Let's just pray that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
That's
I
all
hope
we
I hope Conor McGregor wins, to be honest with you.
I kind of do too, in a sense. But I mean, we'll see. I'm not paying for it. That's all I know.
Absolutely not.
I'll let
maybe
one of my sucker friends do that.
maybe for the gambling version of it.
Okay.
15-4 odds.
That's a good point.
15-4 odds.
You make it
say-
disappoint. All it
say
takes
you-
is one punch, man.
Say you throw $100 on Conor McGregor to win that fight. You just turn $100 into $400. Maybe I think it comes out to like $375, $385 or something like that.
Hey.
For the odds with Floyd Mayweather,
Oh, you're like, yeah.
you have to put down $500 to get $100.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, and I feel like what's the risk in putting down money on Conor McGregor? I mean, it's just a low risk, high reward
Oh, definitely.
kind of thing.
All it takes is one hit, man.
I know, and people are definitely downplaying Conor McGregor. I mean, listen.
I feel like
Most people didn't see him fight then.
I feel like when you're just fighter, you have whatever you do, you have to have at least some basic boxing.
Yeah.
That's probably where you start when you're young. You're not going to
that's the
start
thing.
with, well, you could start with karate and whatnot, but there's got to be some form of boxing training.
Yeah.
That McGregor, it's not even in the same stratosphere as Mayweather. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying he has to have something. It's not like he's just going in there completely blind.
Yeah, no, I think many people are downplaying Conor McGregor. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's gonna win, but I don't think this is gonna be a blowout by any means.
Well, no.
Like, I just feel like Conor McGregor is a great fighter. Like, if you haven't seen his UFC
he's a
fights,
warrior, yeah.
you have to go watch them because this guy is not
He's not going to get
walk
knocked
in the
out
park.
because that's not what Mayweather does. So he's going to be in there.
Yeah.
He's going to be throwing punches.
Absolutely. Before we get into the NHL, let's get back into the baseball. We just had to have that talk right there because I know if we would have waited on it, we would have totally forgot Manny Pacquiao, and I wanted to talk about that. Let's give mid-season team awards, well, grades at least, so far in Major League Baseball, being that we're already July 10th starts the All Star weekend or week because it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe, whatever. So let's give AL East teams grades.
I give my team a G for gutter. That's where we're gonna be.
Well, you're not as far as the Toronto Blue Jays, who just took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees.
We might as well be.
For the AL East, you got to give Boston. I give Boston maybe
No one's getting an
maybe
an
A minus or a B plus.
Boston's getting to that point of A status.
Yeah, I give the Yankees a B.
I don't know. I might be going a little B minus with this recent
Really?
stretch.
Okay.
This
Okay.
recent stretch. If
Okay.
they were just at least playing 500, something.
Yeah.
It's been pretty ugly, man.
Tampa Bay Rays, they've been pretty.
They're getting
dreadful.
this.
I get a C.
No, I'm giving them a B because they're no one expected that.
Nobody expected the Yankees to be where they are.
People expected that more so than Tampa.
Baltimore, I'm gonna give it. I'll give a C plus.
I stand by my G.
Toronto Blue Jays F.
Just
F. We got the AL Central, Cleveland Indians. I give a B plus.
Yeah, they're where they're supposed to be. Maybe they should be a little.
I give Kansas City a C minus.
You know what?
They're on the up. They're on the upswing.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna give them B minus just because earlier in the year it felt like
They were
gone.
Yeah.
Like their run is over, and now look at them.
Yeah, Minnesota. I give a C.
I'm gonna give them a B because once the same thing with like Tampa, like nobody saw them coming,
Yeah.
and they're still hanging in there. Like this wasn't just like a month run; they're still there.
Yeah. Detroit Tigers. I mean, are we are we going into the D's or are we going from like C- to F?
No, we're going all the way to the Fs. I thought I was going like classic
So we're
grade
going.
school.
So we're going A B C F, or A B C
F.
D F.
Okay, no, yeah, we'll go A B C.
We'll go D?
I mean, no, D's too. Yeah.
All
A
right.
B C D.
All right.
F.
So I
Classic.
give Detroit a D+.
Yeah, that's pretty fitting.
Chicago White Sox F. You know
No,
what?
you know what? I would give Chicago a better grade than Detroit, just because Chicago's like your new Chicago is gonna be bad.
I'm
You know
going
what I'm
with
saying?
I'm going with every last place team is getting an F.
Yeah. No. Okay.
That's what that's how I'm grading this.
Okay. I see what
Depending
you're doing.
on the team,
No, I was just
depending
gonna
on the
say,
team, depending on who, when you really look at, I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's
look
looking
at
like every team is just gonna get an F. Yeah.
Houston A++,
Oh yeah.
A++, Angels. I mean, for the team that you got,
You know what? I was just gonna say that. That's pretty impressive, actually.
you got. I'd say a B+.
Yeah, no, that's impressive.
Seattle. Again, a team that
they're
you
getting
got.
like a D because they're like you should be
just-
better. Than
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll give a D. I'll give a D+. Texas.
They're right there with Seattle.
Yeah, I'd give a D+
Yeah.
as well. Oakland. See, Oakland's different to me. I may give them a D-.
Because
I don't give them an F.
they're working
Yes.
a lot of the young guys now.
Yes.
No, I saw that.
So now we go into the National League. We got the NL East. The Washington Nationals, I'll give an A. I'm not giving it an A+ yet.
No.
Their bullpen is a little.
Yeah, no, they're there, but not.
Their bullpen is a problem, and they need to fix that at the trade deadline.
If they were to play the Dodgers right now, they would get smoked.
Yeah.
So
Atlanta Braves in second place. I give a B-.
I give kudos. I give
them a B-.
Braves.
I give them a B-. Mets.
Is that 2 games under?
Yeah,
Oh,
Mets. Mets. I'm gonna give them a C.
I'll give them a C+. Training, like a Z.
Yeah.
But like how Terry Collins can keep this team somewhat, together. I'm with you.
The Miami Marlins.
They're getting like a D at least because they're
Yeah.
kind of like with that Seattle, like they should
They
be better.
they should be better. Philadelphia. I give an F.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
just,
get that. Yeah.
It's sad because they just have a very rough team.
Mm-hmm.
But and you don't want to give them an F, but I mean, they got an F.
But they're not. But like Oakland, they're bringing up young guys. The
Yeah.
young guys are hitting. They're having fun. It's a different feel.
But you're 19 games out. Actually, 21 games out.
Well, that also
So,
helps with
yeah.
having the second best National League.
But even in the wild card, you're 19 games out.
Oh,
so.
no, okay, yeah.
Milwaukee Brewers, 46-40. I'll give a B. B+.
I'll give it B+. Yeah, I was just gonna say B+ just because nobody saw that coming.
The Chicago Cubs, I'm gonna be really hard on them.
No, I'm thinking C.
That's exactly the score that
Yeah.
I was gonna give them was a C. The St. Louis Cardinals,
They're kind of in a CMC.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I say C- just because I don't want to put them in the same category
Yeah,
as the
okay.
Cubs.
Agreed.
So I'll give them a C-. Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh, they're in the D, close to D.
they're a D working on an F
Yeah, no, I agree.
for a team that they have,
I agree.
playoff team that they have. I just
100% agree.
so I give them a C-. Cincinnati,
They're on that border of that
Yeah.
F train.
yeah.
They're riding that border.
And then we got the last division,
Dodgers,
the NL West.
A++ right now.
The
They're-
Dodgers are also
they're
up
on
there
a
with the Houston
rake.
Astros.
They're absolutely.
So I'll give them an A++.
tearing it right
Arizona's up there too. I mean, you got to give Arizona maybe an A-.
now. Yeah, no, I kind of feel like Arizona and Milwaukee are like those two. What
Yeah.
are you guys doing here at this point in the season still?
You know what? I'll give them an A, and I'll give the next team an A as well. The Colorado
Yes,
Rockies are
yes.
right there up there with Arizona, and I have to say, they're an A.
Arizona's actually up there. How
Yeah.
about that?
52-32.
Wow.
They're 20 games over.
That's actually insane.
Colorado 49-37. And then there's a big drop off. San Diego's getting an F.
Oh yeah,
San Francisco
they're
getting an F. They might even get an F plus.
Yeah, they're getting.
I might give them an F plus.
It's not good. I don't know. It's the biggest mystery in baseball.
It is. I mean, you have.
Well, I mean,
you have
besides
to
from
go.
like the few surprise teams, but even with like how good the surprise teams are, the Giants are so bad. So
I
much
know.
worse than those teams are good.
Quick before we get to it, before we get to the NHL, before we speed through NHL, but who do you got in the MVP race?
Well, I do remember I said Mookie
Okay.
before the season started. I'm not exactly. How's my boy doing? I know he's doing pretty good.
Mookie Betts is, let's
I
see,
feel like he's doing all right.
average-wise.
I know his
right
average
now,
is good.
average-wise, we have Daniel Murphy number one. This guy's still the fact that he's batting .341, and if you want to laugh, go look at his stats against
Oh my goodness!
the New
yes.
York Mets.
Oh,
Just go watch.
I heard
Just
him
go look at him.
yesterday.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
I heard him yesterday.
Aaron Judge batting .331.
Now the crazy
Jose Altuve batting .330.
craziest thing about Judge is he's on pace to get 200 strikeouts.
Yeah,
Yet he's hitting .330. The highest
and he's got 29 home runs.
the highest average ever recorded by somebody with 200 plus strikeouts was 260 something by Chris Davis. This guy's at 330 and he's had 104 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So he's either mashing the ball or striking out, it seems.
And I've said that since he come up last year. I said that this guy is a home run or a strikeout. Didn't think he was going to bat .330. I didn't think he was going to. And to be honest with you, and I'll be straight up with everybody. The beginning of the season, when he started his big streak, I said, you know what? This is the time to trade him. If you trade Aaron Judge right now, you're going to get a hefty return, especially for pitching. You bring in a pitcher, you bring in pitching for Aaron Judge. I mean, that's a huge, just because it was like at the beginning, it was like, you know what? We might get Bryce Harper. We got Dustin Fowler. We got Clint Frazier, who made his debut the other day, hit a home run.
Yep.
He's the first Yankee to ever hit a home run and a double in his debut. But just the fact that they have all this outfield help coming up, I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not?
Just take Manny. Just like get
But
my
that's the
life
thing
over
now.
with.
That's the thing. It's like, all right,
Well, now
do we
Manny's
need
more-
Bryce Harper
I was
now?
just gonna- Manny might be more enticing.
exactly. We really don't have a third base phenom coming up out of
You can't have one at every position, Jerry.
No, I know, but it was like, all right, are you gonna put Torres at third? That's not his primary position. So it's like, all right, well, why not put him at, are you going to keep Starlin Castro? Are you going to keep Didi Gregorius? It's up to you. Like,
Castro's not too bad though. He's
no, I
plenty
think,
good, yeah.
no, he's doing it well.
I would keep Castro over Didi.
Yeah. And you put Torres at short, and then
Yeah, you never
boom,
know.
you get Manny.
You never know.
We'll see.
We will.
He still hasn't signed his extension.
No, he hasn't. But we'll
So
sign
this-
Chris Davis for 160.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Oriole fans are going to sweat this one out.
Oh, I'm sweating.
Manny Machado is going to sweat everybody out.
Oh yeah.
And should be
And
interesting.
especially with we're getting worse and worse apparently. So
Yeah, MVP race. Who are you picking for MVP right now? Who's the mid-season MVP?
I mean, it's got to be Judge, just for putting the Yankees basically
Where
where
they
they are. And it's not his fault with the recent skid. It's been mostly pitching.
Yeah.
They're still hitting the ball extremely well. All Yankees are, not just Judge. But yeah, it's got to be Judge.
So
at
that's
this
your
point.
AL. Who's your NL? My AL has got to be is probably going to be Judge. So far at the midpoint, I'm not saying that's who's going to win the MVP.
I'll go
but
Murphy or Zimmerman carrying the
That's
Nationals.
the
Probably
thing.
more Zimmerman.
That's
just
the
because
thing.
of age.
When you look at this, all right, in the top 10, they have three national players that are in average. So you got Daniel Murphy obviously leading the league. You got Ryan Zimmerman at 5, and you got Harper at 7. Harper's batting .324. He's got 20 home runs and 64 RBIs. You got Ryan Zimmerman's batting .330. He's got 19 home runs and 62 RBIs. And then you got Daniel Murphy, who's batting .341 with 14 home runs and 60 RBIs. I mean, That right there, that's your what 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 5, whatever.
It's close to 200 RBIs between three guys at
Yeah.
the halfway point.
So
Man.
I think you go with either one of
you
those
pick
three.
pick your poison.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad by picking Ryan
I just went.
Zimmerman.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
wouldn't be-
Zimmerman. Just age. Like nobody saw this.
Yeah.
Everybody thought he was on the decline.
Yeah.
He probably himself thought he was, but maybe he got a little rejuvenation with this team.
Yeah. We didn't even get into big three again. God,
It's tough, man.
it is. Kevin Shattenkirk signs with the Rangers. Not happy about that. Vlasic re-signs with the Sharks. Big names. I'm looking at Martin Hansel signed with the Stars. Basically everybody that was out there kind of went to different teams. Patrick Sharp went back to the Blackhawks. Del Zotto went to the Canucks. Ryan Miller goes to the Ducks. The Lakers need a goalie, but we didn't feel like going for Ryan Miller. But we haven't signed John Tavares yet either. So just the life of an
We're just
Islanders
waiting for
fan.
him to go to Canada.
Yeah, Chris Kunitz signs with the Lightning. Justin Williams signs with the Hurricanes. Antti Niemi signs with the Penguins. Let's just, the rich just keeps getting richer. Who else? Here we go. Andrei Pavelec signs with the Rangers. Just have another goalie go to the Rangers. So
Killing it.
God hates the Islanders, so we'll just keep it at that. Big three. I just want to kind of just give a quick synopsis on. I won't even get into the recap, but Jason Williams, White Chocolate, got hurt. He's out for the season. There was 2 injuries that actually happened. Corey Maggette got hurt as well. He was
A lot of questions about that prior to.
So they actually changed some of the rules for the second week. What would happen was for the first half you get to 30. First to get to 30, then that's halftime. You get to 30, it's halftime. 60 is the game winner. You have to win by 2. They went down to 25 and to 50, I think it was. So they did well. They did well in their debut. They
Hopefully
got almost
it's not gonna-
400,000 viewers. And they got another, I think, 6,000. Yeah, 5,013 on Fox Sports Go. They did well.
Yeah.
And, like I couldn't get the ratings for this past week because I felt like this is the week that it's like, all right, the first week it was something new. You get to see Allen Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
You get to see guys like that. It was like, all right, something new.
Yeah, but
let's
now
see what happens.
Yeah.
Now the second week, it's like, all right, well, let's see if this brings back people to watch it. And I thought it was interesting. I liked it. I'm going to continue to like it. I think that they have the chance to add retired players now, big time retired
Oh,
players.
no, definitely.
I think a Paul Pierce would be great
Yeah.
for it.
Oh, I
Kevin
agree.
Garnett would be great for it. Rasheed Wallace would be great for it. Guys like that. I think this could turn into something big.
No, it could. It has potential.
So, by you adding, I don't think you're going to add a Kobe Bryant, but I think you're
No.
going to add, big time players. I mean, everybody. I think the main reason why people are watching this now is because of Allen Iverson. Chauncey Billups played this week, so that was cool. As he was in the talks for the Cavs GM, but then he turned it
Which
down.
also, smart move for
Yeah.
turning it down, seeing as LeBron's going to leave.
Oh yeah, big time. But that will do it for the show. Nice quick show. I mean, that always goes quick.
Yeah, there's been a lot to cover.
Yeah, Dak
always helps.
Prescott accused for using an autograph machine.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
Well,
that was
like,
a weird one.
What does it matter? What does it matter?
Because these autographs.
They got nothing. There's nothing else to talk about in the NFL. That's the problem.
Well, yeah.
And how about Sam Darnold? May stay in school for another 2 years. I know Jet fans are crying right now, crying.
It could only happen to the Jets.
Gotta love being a Jets fan. Let me tell you.
That's probably what he's like. Oh, the Jets are tanking.
Yeah, but you know what? I want to learn some more biology. But that will do it for running up the score. We'll be back next week talking sports once again. I hope you had fun today. We had fun. If you have any ideas, topics that you want us to get to, let us know. Tweet us at RUTS Sports. We're also going to be doing a fantasy type thing for a giveaway on Yelphi. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be like picking games. So whoever wins throughout a week span, you get the giveaway. So I hope everybody had a safe 4th of July. Had a fun, safe 4th of July. I hope you had a fun, safe 4th of July.
Yes, I did.
But that will do it for Running Up the Score. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back next Wednesday talking sports. Once again, I am Jerry.
And I'm Tom.
Be breezy.
Be breezy. You've been listening to Running Up the Score. We run up the score on Sports Radio.